Welcome to the Spirit Sessions podcast. I'm your guide, Katie Silcox, bringing you your weekly self-love soundbite. Join us where I'll help you find your true spiritual home, where every single aspect of you is holy ground, holy ground, holy ground, holy ground.
This is a Spirit Session podcast with Katie Silcox. Venga chicos, empezamos.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hi everyone, Katie here. This podcast is intended to inspire you, educate you, and most importantly, support you on your journey towards knowing who you really are, that inner self, that inner teacher. I am not a psychologist or a medical doctor and do not offer professional health or medical advice on this podcast. If you are suffering from any kind of psychological or medical issue, please do the right thing and seek help from your qualified health professional. Hello, dear listener. Just a quick one to read something to you that I wrote called The Return of the Prodigal Daughter. And before we get into that, there is a song that I was listening to while I was writing this that's really sweet. And I'm going to include that in the show notes. So if you're feeling like you need a really good cry, you need to pop open your heart bubble, you're holding on and you need to let go, you might want to check out the link in the show notes and turn that song on. Another little reminder, this coming January 17th, we start Shakti School's year-long Ayurveda course. That is less than a week from when this podcast will come out. This is the time. If you've been a long-time listener and you've been thinking about it for a while, I hope you'll consider joining us. Without further ado, the return of the prodigal daughter. Sometimes it can really feel like we've lost our way, rejected our intuition. I know, again, turned our back on our inner knowing. Dude, seriously? Other times it feels like God may have forgotten your name in the love roll call. I know I have definitely felt a little bit of that lately. A dear friend recently reminded me of the parable of the prodigal son. In this story, a father has two sons. One son who is well behaved and stays at home helping his dad on the farm. And another son. He's the wily one with a tongue so smooth he convinces his father to give him his whole inheritance early. Getting his fat sack of gold, the wily son romps off to squander all his dad's hard-earned energy on booze, women, and gambling. Of course, after a few crazy months of hedonistic pleasure, that wily son returns, broken and busted, begging his father to at least let him live in the stables with the pigs. He expects his dad's rejection. But the father does not reject him in the slightest. On the contrary, he meets him with open arms, celebrating his return. This is a wonderful story of our relationship to the divine within. I personally like to imagine this story as the return of the prodigal daughter. Off we go, at least in our minds. Daughters lost to a perpetual scrolling through Instagram and Facebook. Experts at escaping from a truer inner love. We deny our divine destiny, clicking the next link for shoes or Amazon Prime or 24-hour hot chocolate chip cookie delivery. Geniuses we are at running from our own light. We rush to swipe right on the next lover, weight loss course, or thigh-flattering yoga pants. We compare our faces and butts to our friends. We download our unfulfilled longings into our children, pushing them to be what we ourselves could not. We long for lost loves, the ones we left behind in college or even middle school. So many of us lost daughters feel trapped in connectionless marriages and loveless jobs. And so we reach for the little things that make the pain go away for a brief and forgetful moment. The cheese Doritos, the fourth vodka tonic, the validation from a yoga guru. I could put out prose for miles on all the ways I am the lost prodigal daughter I write about here and speak about now. But I am also the daughter who is found. For me, it all comes back to one sacred thing: pausing, telling the truth, and admitting what my deepest heart's discernment knows and knew all along. In that pause, the divine parent appears, arms open wide. When I finally get real and stop following the way my ego can justify even the most ridiculous of choices, my inner light appears, and there is no punishment. There's no blame, no admonishing, no whips and chains, no confession booths, no "I told you so's." There's just this knowing, warm embrace of welcome back, welcome home. And so, dear listener, here's my promise to you. We would love for you to join our school and our courses, but our courses won't fix you because you are not flawed. But what I can promise you is that our courses will give you the time, space, wise mentors, and kind friends that will walk with you as you find the part of you that will always welcome you back home. We start in less than a week. I'll see you there. A big special thanks to Kevin Carlisle of Goodbye Gemini, who wrote this beautiful podcast music, and to DJ Juan Pablo Jimenez in southern Spain for mixing it and making it magic.